Hi, welcome to the Pink Dress Effect podcast with Shannon.
And Kim.
We're back.
You make it sound like a horror movie.
I know,
or something.
but it's really not. Because today we're talking about romanticizing your life and how important it is when you really think about your life and doing things that really inspire you. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Appreciating the little things in life. Yeah.
And I think it's a real beautiful thing to put yourself first. And we've been kind of keeping with a theme, I think, since we started the podcast. Just really focusing on that. But I think we get so caught up on, oh, I need a person, right? I got to go to dinner with this person on a date, or you want all this romantic stuff, or you want other people to do it for you. And of course, it's very nice, right? Who doesn't want some flowers, right?
Everybody loves attention.
Yeah, made to feel special. But at the end of the day, you don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. You can do it yourself.
You can.
And so we're going to talk about practical tips, some of the things that we even do in our own lives, and then we are going to open it up to the audience who will get some feedback. What they're doing and see what they're thinking.
Yes.
So what do you think, Kim? Why do you think it's so important to romanticize your own life?
You know, I've talked on other episodes just about the pace of my life and how hectic it is. And so it really has been a process for me to slow it down, you know, and I am just realizing more and more the importance of really just taking the time to kind of just be kind to myself.
Kind to yourself.
Yeah, with the little things. Now, there are things that I've always done. You know, I love taking baths and doing things like that, but really being more kind of intentional about the way that I spend my time and the way that I'm good and kind to myself.
Right, and who you spend it with too, right? Because that's always important too. But yeah, I mean, I think I do a pretty good job of that. I mean, you can always be better. I mean, there was a time in my life, I know I just went through the motions, run, and I was totally the last person that I would take care of. But different place of life right now where I do have more time to think about myself and what it is. Like a Friday night, sometimes I think I've told you I'll go to the gym and I get my shower and then I get on the couch and cuddle up with a blanket and watch a movie by myself. And I love that. Some people wouldn't like that. I think that is so, I mean, it's nice to have someone there. Yeah, of course. But there's something I enjoy, I've learned to enjoy doing, which years ago I probably would have hated it. But I look forward to it.
And part of recognizing and romanticizing your life are those like concrete little things that we do, but it's also like the little things, you know, the scent in your home and lighting a candle. It's the when you snuggle up with that blanket, a nice soft blanket, and really appreciating that you feel soft and warm, and cozy. And,
almost like I drink tea.
Yes.
And so I'll make my tea in the morning, and I'm getting ready, putting my makeup, and it's here. I take a sip, and I'm doing whatever I need to do. Yeah. But maybe sitting down and actually enjoying the warmth of it, smelling the aroma or what have you, right? You talked about when we were prepping, you know, going through Starbucks. Maybe next time go inside and actually sit at a table.
Yes.
Even read or whatever, but enjoy that cup of coffee or tea in my case.
Yeah, and reading that book, you know, and just taking those little things that you do every day in life and just slowing it down and being more intentional about it. So it is noticing the beauty of the sunset and the feel of the breeze on your skin.
Because you walk a lot in nature. I think you've really, I know you post pictures a lot and they're beautiful, and you've talked a lot about that. You'll sit on a bench sometimes, right? On the walk.
I do that part of romanticizing your life. I got on lock. Like
that's awesome. It's awesome you do that, because like I'll go to the gym and it's great. But there's people everywhere. It's. I mean, you're doing something you enjoy, but it's not the same as I think what we're talking about, that romanticizing your life. Yeah,
but you do with the tea, and
I love my tea
with the tea. So there are routines and things that you have in your regular life that you're already doing it, but looking for those opportunities where you can do it more often.
Like taking a bath. I know you love baths. I love to take a bath. There's nothing like a bubble bath. And I could take a bath every night.
Yeah, and I do. I take a bath
every day.
Every day.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Every single day. And it's got to have, look, I need the bath salts, or they like the Epsom salts, you know, detox your body and all that.
I like Epsom salts.
But then I have to have my bath bombs, and I have to have my bubble bath. The whole works. I light a candle.
Wow.
I think the lighting the candle is a part of the real romanticizing it, because taking a bath, everybody needs to take a bath. You could take a shower, make it quicker, but if you're taking a bath, just really making it the whole experience of bathing and treating yourself with luxury bath products and all the
right.
And it doesn't have to be luxury. It could just be luxurious feeling.
Exactly. I think a bath is a great thing to do, but I also like to read.
Yes.
And to me, sitting on the couch, I'll make a cup of tea and then I have a new book. Like I actually got a book yesterday. Super excited to start reading that this afternoon. And I've been kind of thinking about, I'll get my cozy clothes and curl up on the couch and start reading my book.
Yeah, and I think that the important part about it is you have to be intentional.
Oh,
you have to create these rituals, because there's some things that we're going to do naturally because they're just, a part of the things we like to do. But then you have to be intentionally looking for how you can...
So give an example of that. Like, how do you think you're going to be more intentional? I mean, I know you do your walks in the bath.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yes.
But there can always be more, already, right? There can always be more. What are some things?
So one of the
recommend?
Things, for people who know me, I'm a very fast eater.
Wow, I am too.
Really love food.
I don't think I've noticed that about you.
I think you
probably because I eat faster. But I was in the military. Maybe that's why I have a reason.
My reason is just that the food is so good.
Because my food is definitely not so good.
No, definitely. But it really is something I've noticed about myself. It's kind of a family trait. But I would like to slow down and really be more present when I'm eating.
Is that like meals that you've prepared, or do you think just in general?
I think in general, like, at work, I very rarely take a lunch break.
It's so unhealthy.
It's very...
We talk about boundaries here, right?
Yes. And so I need to be more intentional. It could be, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time I eat, and then it's rushing to eat. And so that's something I definitely want to be more intentional about. My oldest daughter cooks, and she likes to cook from like cookbooks with recipes and nice meals and things like that. And I have liked to do recipes in the past, but I think because of my schedule, not slowing down, then... now I don't even hardly cook at all. But when I do, it's probably going to be really basic. It's not going to be anything with a beautiful presentation or, and then it's just mundane.
Yeah.
So I would like to elevate, my eating and dining experience.
Yep.
What about you?
Gosh. Well, I don't cook. I mean, I cook. I mean, I make eggs. I mean, I eat so boring. Well, a lot of that has to do with, just trying to eat healthy all the time. And so when you eat really healthy, I mean, you can make it good.
Yes.
But I
think it's easier for you. That's your routine.
Yeah, it's just easier to stay eating clean. And so when you're eating just the same boring things.
Right.
But maybe I can mix it up. Maybe I could find some healthy recipes. They still may be the basic ingredients, the chicken and the eggs, the kind of the boring stuff, but you can spice it up a little bit with some spices and do something a little bit different. Maybe find some new recipe.
It doesn't have to be food for you. And that's I think the beauty of it is that it may never be the food experience for you.
Yeah.
It might be something else. You're a wonderful baker.
Yeah, I love to bake. I love to bake.
So, and you bake and you make things for other people, and then I think you just kind of grab and taste and maybe you make that an experience as you're baking. You sit down with your cup of tea.
Maybe try some new recipes. Maybe something like that, because I find a lot of joy in baking. I most of the time, like you said, I give it away.
Yes.
Because I know myself, I will eat it. But that's a great idea.
Yeah. So it's definitely just kind of not trying to do anything outside of what you would normally do, but just looking at, okay, how can I do things just a little bit differently?
Just a little bit differently, yeah.
To make your life better. I mean, I really think it is to make it better. When the pace is too fast at life, it does not allow you to see the beauty that's like all around you.
No, you can't appreciate, I think, my past with jobs I've had are so busy, you don't even have time in the day to get all that stuff done. No. It's literally going through the motions, getting your kids wherever they need to be. Then half the time you can't even take care of yourself, go to the gym or take a bath. And now it is kind of cool being in this age that we are, that you do have more time to be more intentional about taking care of you and not worrying about other people.
Right. It's like, what if you enjoy mowing the grass?
Oh.
In the summertime, you enjoy mowing the grass.
I can imagine.
And you get out there and you're riding lawnmower, you ride around everywhere. But then when you're done, you kind of sit on your deck or on your porch and you have a glass of wine or beer or whatever. And you sit and kind of smell the grass, and kind of, watch the sunset as, the evening rolls on. So it's really about, yes, you're doing those things, but then how are you taking them to the next level and really appreciating that moment? Because we only get, this one life.
That's right.
And, if you rush through it, you're not really appreciating all the gifts and everything that God has given you. And part of that is, a part of romanticizing your life is the gratitude that comes with it and being thankful for those small moments and the things that God has given us, really, to appreciate.
Yeah, and like waking up in the morning, right? And my bedroom is extremely bright, and sometimes it's annoying, but then it's just a reminder that you got another day. So appreciate even something as simple as the sun, the sun.
Yeah, and so how do you look? And so it's all great to romanticize your life when you are in a good place.
Yeah.
But what about when life is a struggle?
Yeah.
How do you hold on to those rituals that you've created to make your life sweeter?
Yeah.
How do you hold on to them when life is a struggle?
I think it's probably more important to hold on to them with a struggle because I think when you're struggling with something, oftentimes you don't want to get out of bed. Or it's harder to get out of bed in the morning. You have to go to work because you got to pay your bills, but you're literally you're existing, right? And so I think that if you're in a place like that, I think it's even more important to say, wait a minute, I need to take that bath. I don't want to, it's going to, but you need to make yourself. And it's going to take a lot of energy to do it. Yeah. And maybe you don't light the candle at that particular moment, but you get the bubbles in there. But you just don't stop doing it, because when you stop doing, especially in a time when your life is a struggle, I think if you stop doing the things that you enjoy, it makes it prolonged.
Yes.
And where maybe it could help you heal a little bit. Yeah. Maybe.
I absolutely.
Right? I mean, a little
it
bit.
Helps you heal. And I think it's the creating of the routine so that when you're not in a difficult time, you have your routines established. And that's why, like the walking and the things that I do now as a routine. So when the hard times come, then I know, I should go back to that.
Right,
that will help me to get through.
And you always feel better, right? After you go for your walk,
I always feel better. Yeah.
After the bath or what have you.
All of the things I've established now as routine. So I just want to build more of those types of experiences into my life, so that it's not just a couple things I do.
Right.
My whole life becomes romanticizing it.
That's right.
Day in and day out, I'm just loving myself.
Well, and all those things is, we talked about too a little bit, right? Like all those things are great, but what if you don't have anybody to go to dinner with, but you love to go to this particular restaurant? We talked that I travel for work a lot, and so I will sit at a bar by myself. And it took a while, and I've actually enjoyed it because you meet people or whatever. And you said you had never done it, and you did it. And you said it was really kind of cool, a cool experience. And so you can take yourself to dinner. One of the things early on in one of our podcasts, I'm going to go to the movies by myself. I've never done that. I said I'm going to do it, and I actually may go tomorrow. It's been on my mind since we talked about it in the podcast, because I want to challenge myself. And kind of where I am in my life, I'm going through some, personal crossroads. Yeah. And so I find myself sometimes, some of the days have been a little difficult, and so making yourself do those things, it's just going to help you get over that hump, I think.
Yeah. And romanticizing your life is really kind of tied in with self-love.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
If you are practicing those habits that are just loving on yourself. Another thing I do is the skincare. I love a skincare ritual. And I find that when life is hard, that's one of the things I stopped doing.
Really?
Yes.
And you're so...
No, I'll still wash my face, but all of the steps, like I have a big skincare routine with a lot of steps. But I'll stop those steps. And one of the things I do to get myself back on track when I'm going through a struggle is to reincorporate those things. So I'll say, I really need to get back into my skincare and just kind of love on myself. So
then you feel better, right? When you do.
Yeah.
And it helps you really get out of that moment. So, yeah. So I think we might have some questions that popped up from the audience. And so I don't know if you want to.
I'll ask the one. What if people think I'm being silly?
What for?
But with romanticizing your life. So what if you're just like walking around smelling the roses and
They think you're a little odd bird.
Yeah, people think you're being silly doing that.
That's on them.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Because it's your life. If that's what makes you happy,
then you do it.
Then you do you,
yeah.
right? I mean, that's how I look at it, right? Because something that you like to do might not be something I want to do.
Yeah, just like with the cooking that we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
And so how do I stay consistent with doing it, with this practice? How do I stay consistent with it?
I think, some people schedule it, right? I mean, they schedule, put it on your calendar.
I never thought about scheduling it.
Kind of like your lunch you talk about. I know you have a busy job, but you have to eat.
Yeah.
And if you don't have food in your body, how can you be the best that you can be, right? And so it's like saying, okay, I know I only have 15 minutes, but from 12 to 12:15, I'm shutting my door. I brought my lunch, or even just get in the car and go get something. Come back, and you reset yourself essentially.
And maybe that's why I'm not doing it as often as I would like, because I'm not scheduling it. I'm not a big scheduler. I'm a kind of fly by the seat of your pants type of person.
Right.
And so maybe that's part of it. So I'll take that advice.
I mean, I think, I need to do that too more often. But I mean, like a bath. I haven't taken a bubble bath, and I don't know. It's been probably 3 weeks, a month or so, and I was taking them every single day. Well, every other day, every single day. I just love them. In the winter. Yeah. I think it's hard to in the winter, don't you think? I mean, this weather that we've had, like yesterday, today's not horrible, but it's supposed to be getting real cold again going into this new week. And I find myself, it's like, I just want to do the bare minimum. I want to get up, go to work, do that stuff, but I don't want to go anywhere.
I think it's just this time of year. January is notorious.
Yeah.
As it's a seasonal affective disorder, but even if it's not that, it's just that the days are gray, it's cold, you're coming off of the high of the holidays, and you just don't want to do anything. You kind of get in a rut. So you get that little burst with your New Year's resolutions or intentions, and then things kind of slow down. And so you have to be intentional about getting back into the swing of things. Yeah,
and I think also, like, you saying that, like, I think of the gym for me, but it's like, you just have to bring, like, my bag. If I know I'm coming from the office, I go straight there, because if I go home, it's not happening. And so just don't schedule anything else. Like, I go after work, so somebody might ask me to dinner, but if I haven't went to, work out for, 3 days that week, I will say to a friend, I can't go, but can we do another time? Because that just means that much to me. And so it's really putting yourself first. Yeah. And not trying to be everything to everybody else. And again, you got to put yourself first.
And so that's probably what makes it so hard to romanticize your life.
Yeah.
Because so many of us don't put ourselves first.
No.
And it's really hard to be intentional about doing all those things. So that make you happy.
That's right. And I know people like us, we tend to think about other people sometimes before ourselves. So it's kind of that other struggle, right? It's like, and then you're like, no, wait a minute. I need me time. I need to do me.
So maybe just start with writing down, like, what are the ways that you are not kind of appreciating the things that you have in life that you would like to do more. So for myself, I've kind of identified the cooking aspect of things and really the dining whole experience. So not just preparing the food, but then the time that I spend eating the food.
Yeah.
So what are the things that you do that you used to enjoy that you can reincorporate back into your life? What are the things that you've never done and really haven't thought maybe about doing in, a different way? And how can you slow your life down? So maybe that's one way that you can really kind of prioritize and really figure out what it is that you want to work on is how can I slow my life down?
Take yourself out of a lot of the things that you're on boards or committees or, doing community work and stuff. And it's great to give back, but if you're not giving back to yourself, so start looking at your schedule now and say, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that, but I can replace it with the bath or whatever. And that's going to make me better. Yeah. And then it's that balance, I think.
Yeah. How can I get off of social media? Which I'm guilty of.
It's such a time suck.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've tried. I loved reading growing up, and I'm trying to get back into reading and spending some time reading every day. That to me is also romanticizing your life, because it was a way that brought me tremendous joy for many, many years that I just gave up. But you have to be conscious of doing that, because once you start scrolling, you look up and it's sometimes you fall asleep.
2 hours later. But there is some, like you like to read, but there's some valuable things that you can learn about yourself or others on social media. Yeah. But maybe set a timer. Yeah. Because you're probably learning a lot. I mean, you might be just doing fashion stuff, but I read a lot of good stuff. But maybe set a timer.
Setting a time to be done. So at 9:00, I come off social media.
Exactly.
And then I spend the rest of the evening doing my skincare routine, taking a bath, reading a book, all of the things. Having a cup of tea. I do like to have tea in the evening also, and just, relaxing.
That's awesome. Well, we've had a great conversation on how to romanticize your life. It's so important to put yourself first. Yes. We've talked about some of the things that we do.
Absolutely.
We both can be better, I think. We've talked about.
We're working on it.
But I would encourage, the folks listening to think about their own life, what they can cut back, add to, that's going to make their just life better in general, right? And just, I don't know, have a better life all around, right?
Make life sweeter.
That's right.
I love that.
That's right. And it's okay to take care of you, right? Romance yourself. And having said that, we're going into the month of love, February. I can't believe we're already going into February. I know. It's coming quick. And so our first, we're going to be focusing on all things love, different topics. But the first one we're going to start is situationships. That's kind of the new buzzword. Not when we were kids. We never used that word, but that's like
other name for it,
hookup or something. I don't know. But I think that's what it was. But anyway,
friends with benefits.
That's right. But we're going to be talking about situationships, so you don't want to miss that one. It's going to be really exciting and fun, I think, and make us laugh. And how do you get in one, and how the heck do you get out of them? Yeah. And so we're looking forward to recording that soon. And thank you again for your support. Like us and follow us on Spotify and YouTube. And if you have any comments you want to leave for us, we do appreciate any feedback.